Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside J-Dog.
Mike, it is extra good to see you this week. I didn't know if I was going to make the show today after my weekend.
I know. I heard we called you on the weekend. Me and mutual friend were working out in the booty barn out here, doing some workouts, doing the sauna, and you went golfing with your brother and almost died. So that's a great weekend.
Well, hey, let's start with the front nine. I was an athlete. I was out there making birdies. I had 2 birdies on the front nine. It's golf season here in Connecticut. A little bit of a heat wave. Yeah. Didn't think much about it. Didn't even start drinking alcohol, to be honest with you. Was still drinking water. At the turn, got a little sick. On the 10th hole, got very sick. On the 11th hole, I nearly passed away of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. It was the sickest I've ever been in my life, and this is a real PSA to people that even though if you live in Florida for 30 years, even though you think you are hydrated, it's real and it's scary. And I almost didn't make it. I had to go to the ER, Mike. Had to get some IVs pumped in me. Had to get through lots of blood work to make sure I was okay. A real story. So from the golf course to the ER this weekend.
Nothing came back from the blood work? You're good?
The blood work, I've never seen such bad blood work as when I got to the hospital. Everything was abnormal because I got it on my app. Literally everything was either too high or too low on the whole metabolic chart. Everything. Did you know white blood cells go way up during heat stroke? They have to attack. So my white blood cells were crazy. Maybe too much information, but heat stroke is real. And a couple lessons for you is don't just drink water. We have to drink electrolytes. And so not sugary electrolytes, liquid IV, which we're big on for golf, Mike. And big on what?
Or natural stuff. You could drink pickle juice.
Is that a natural
Pickle
electrolyte?
Juice is a natural electrolyte.
It's good education for the people. I was drinking water only. If I was drinking liquid IV on the way to golf, during golf on a hot day, it probably wouldn't have happened. I probably would have made more birdies on the back nine. I probably would have broken 80 for the first time. I was having the best day of my life and the worst day of my life in the same day. So that was Saturday. Be careful in the heat, but I'm excited about my golf game.
I'm wondering, maybe it's diet. Maybe we got to check your diet. Maybe you got to eat a little more red meat or something, or do something like,
What are you saying? Because I have a child's palate, a lot of chicken
I know.
fingers,
Maybe
a lot
some
of candy.
steak
What's
in
wrong
there.
with this?
I don't know. I got a weird blood thing too. I have like weird form of sickle cell, so I get like very like lightheaded occasionally on mountains and stuff, and tired really fast. My blood cells are all shaped different sizes. Wow. So I have to like watch what I do sometimes. And I notice when I eat red meat, I feel a lot better. And I don't know if it's correlated, but it could be. But I do, who knows? Maybe you got to like step up the diet. Maybe you got to eat some more protein.
Well, your boy's going to the GI after this. Your boy is going to the gastro doctor and is going to get checked out because that was a terrible experience. Things were coming out everywhere on the golf course.
It's great.
Pickle juice. Who knew?
Let's hit the Hangover Hotline. We have a voicemail. By the way, we have a new Hangover Hotline number. I swear I have something here where I have some text of the number. There's the number. There it is.
Oh, I love that.
So it is.
How many numbers is that?
It's the right amount. It's just the area code involved in there. But I tried to make it easy. It's 7758 sports. You just text or call that number. Figure it out. I could give you the real numbers if you want.
No, I like it. 7758 sports. If you're listening, you can't see our graphics. 7758 sports. When you safely get to your location, shoot us a text, shoot us a call, and let us know your thoughts on what we're talking about. We will read your comments because often people think we're wrong, and we love that.
Yeah, but we like when people agree with us too. So if you do agree with us, just let us know.
Let us know.
So I do have a voicemail here that we can jump into, and then we got some comments on our videos. But here is our first voicemail. I'll play it for you.
Okay.
Yes. Baseball needs a salary cap. Okay, we only need to see the Dodgers have $100 million.
Oh crap.
Oh, did we cut off?
Pitching on the shelf, but because they have $200 million in batting, they can just win all the games. That's my hot take.
Yeah.
Wow, not the hottest take to be honest, but someone agreeing with me, which we appreciate. Mike, I never thought we would talk baseball last week, and then you would lead with baseball this week.
It's a weird world we're living in, So he agrees salary cap is needed, and I agree too. But I don't know how that works because they make a lot of money, and I got a lot of stats too. People like broke down some numbers here in our comments.
Good.
He says MLB contracts are nuts because they're fully guaranteed, not because the number is large. Dodgers 2025 revenue was $701 million. With $338 million owed in salaries, $277 million from gate fees. So fans at the stadium are almost covering the cost of the team, which you have pointed out before.
I have talked about that
expensive.
on last week's show and many times. When you go to Dodger Stadium, you pay so much to get there, so much for parking, so much just to walk in the door, and then you're hungry, then you're thirsty, then it's a heat wave. You got to buy the bottled water and the beers and the Dodger dogs, and it's so expensive. And maybe you're an individual and you can afford it, or maybe you have kids and you can't, and your kids grow up and never go to a game because Ohtani has to make $100 million a year. It pisses me off, and I'm glad people are understanding it.
Do you want to continue on baseball here?
Yes.
What else? It's not the one guy. It's a group that owns Red Sox along with the Premier team. Just to let you know that.
It is with the Premier League team, and I believe the Pittsburgh Penguins, as we reported on last week's show, and that was a big deal. And Rafi Devers got traded from the Red Sox last week.
And this is from Mom Spaghetti. He says the Betts trade is the closest thing to a modern day Babe Ruth trade. Is that true?
That would be a one-sided trade. Did you know the Boston Red Sox traded Babe Ruth to the Yankees when he was young, before he ever became Babe Ruth? That's the trade of all trades, if you will. And so Mookie Betts was good with the Red Sox. The issue is they had this ownership conglomerate, as someone mentioned in the comments there, that said, we will not pay this man what he's worth, and traded him to the Dodgers for spare parts. I believe everyone he was traded for is no longer even on the Red Sox. Because, you know, Mike, in sports, there's ways to reload properly.
Sure.
Another example, Juan Soto is a baseball player you have heard of, right?
I have heard of him.
You have heard of him. He's on the Mets now. He used to be on the Nationals, Washington Nationals. They traded him to the Padres a few years ago. They got back all these young stars. Right now they have 3 young stars, Abrams, Wood, who's amazing, and Gore. They're all going to be all-stars this year for the Nationals. They're all up and coming. If you're going to do a deal like the Mookie trade or the Devers trade of last week, you need to get that return back. If not, your fans will never make sense of it. And again, why is a rich ownership group saying, I won't pay for one of the best players in baseball to entertain my fans for years?
Well, I mean, now we're talking about rich owners. We could talk about the Lakers getting sold for $10 billion. Write-up I did last week on it.
You've been writing a lot.
I've been praising the Lakers for the deal. Jeanie Buss, what I looked up was she owned about like 48% or 55%, somewhere in that range percentage of the team. So she got a good chunk of money from that. She still retains, I think, 10 or 12% of the team. I like that the Dodgers owner is buying the Lakers because the Dodgers, they've been doing good for years,
Mike,
right?
It's the opposite for me. They've been doing good, but they are pissing people off with their ways, with their money. It's going to be so much more expensive to go to a Lakers game. It's going to be so much more expensive to buy a beer at a Lakers game. Your season tickets for LA Kings, which are unrelated to the Lakers, are in the same arena as each other. Those are going to go up too, all because of this deal. And that is not what the sports fan wants. These record numbers that we're selling teams for, it makes my blood boil because we can't afford that as fans.
Look, I think this is going to start happening because private equity is going to start scooping up these teams. They're going to start. It's a brand, and it's like I heard Steve Ballmer say on a podcast I think on the Acquired podcast that I like about businesses. He mentioned that the Clippers purchase is the safest bet he's ever made in his life. It's much safer than his Microsoft stock because NBA teams will not go to zero. That's what he said, and he said Microsoft could have went to zero, and I thought it was a great. It seems like everybody wants in, but now it's almost like, you know, sports guys want to get in, but now it's everybody wants to get in. And I think it's going to change a lot. I mean, it's its own brand, basically. It's a brand, and it's a multi-billion-dollar brand. So,
Mike, what is sports all about? Is it about winning and entertaining people, or is it about money? Because what these ownership groups are coming in is to make money off of these teams. They're not coming in to help them win a championship. The Red Sox weren't trying to win a championship when they traded their best player for not good players coming back. And so I think the idea is great that you're going to have all these ownership groups filled with private equity, and they're going to have more money than ever, and they're going to run these teams like a business. They're not going to run it to win. Steve Ballmer wants the Clippers to win more than anyone on the planet. Does the conglomerate who owns the Lakers going forward want the Lakers to win more than the Lakers diehard fan? I don't know. As long as his checks keep coming in, I don't know if he does.
Yeah, but you got to look at what the Dodgers have done, right? They want to win. They're spending money to win, and they want to do the same thing with the Lakers. And I thought what Bill Simmons said, it was just like a little blurb he mentioned was like the Lakers were operated like a mom and pop NBA team. They weren't spending. They weren't doing. It was like you saw Jeanie Buss on the sideline just giving hugs and
Jeanie
love
Buss
to LeBron.
was the mom. You know who she's married to now? Jay Moore is the pop, the mom and pop of the Lakers. And I saw a great feature on them, Mike, and maybe I've told you this before. They live in this amazing place right on the Pacific Ocean. They live in separate floors, and they only come to the middle floor. Like someone lives on the top floor, someone lives on the bottom. They meet in the middle to like have dinner and chat, and then they go back, and it's like, Mike, know, if I'm going to get married, that's how I'm getting married. That's how. I
wonder if they'll upgrade to a house or something after the $10 billion deal. She's got a lot of billions of dollars in that bank account.
I think it's like in Marina Del Rey too. It's not like the most luxurious place. It's like actually affordable.
But I think now it's like they can actually step into the future, and because they were mentioning, I listened to the whole thing about the Lakers with Bill Simmons, and he's like, if LeBron didn't go to the Lakers, would there ever have been a championship? It could have been a 15-year run without one of the biggest franchises in NBA not getting to a title and not winning anything. Because after Kobe, there was nobody, and then LeBron came, and then they won in the bubble, which you might not agree it's a real title, but it is.
Well, we know the NBA looks out for the Lakers, and anytime they're lacking in superstars, they place one on the team, and they placed one this offseason, conveniently right before the team is sold. Now, the conspiracy theorists should go crazy again, right? The Adam Silver placed Luka on the Lakers. Maybe he knew that they wanted to sell, and he knew the valuation pre-Luka versus post-Luka, and so I need these conspiracy theorists to come back out with more information here.
I love it. I mean, it's definitely a conspiracy for sure, because it is very like they got the biggest sale ever for an NBA franchise, $10 billion. Yep. That was more than the Celtics just were sold for, right? How much were the Celtics? 6?
I think, less than 10. Something above.
So that's big. I mean, $1 billion is not just like, adding 4 little numbers. It's like $1 billion is a lot of money.
How did these teams jump in value so quickly? I feel like 20 years ago when all the teams were sold, it was like for $500 million, $800 million, and now we're talking $6 billion, $10 billion. How did this jump? It's more than inflation, right?
But don't you think, well, like how I view it is TV became fragmented, right? So we went from everybody has a cable box, everybody watches what's on cable, to now everything's on demand. And sports is the only live event where you're only going to make money from. And it had to increase in value. These TV deals are getting bigger and bigger every year, right? Like YouTube is like the monopoly for Red Zone and NFL Ticket, which, by the way, I just looked into last night. I'm doing it strictly on YouTube and not getting YouTube TV. Same cost, but I don't have to buy a YouTube TV.
You're not going to go back to YouTube TV for football season? You're saying...
I'm just going to have Red Zone and NFL Sunday Ticket through YouTube, which I have an app for on my TV, which I don't need to then pay $90 a month for YouTube TV.
But you're not going to get everything back that you used to watch on YouTube TV. Is it going okay? Are you telling us that it's been going great and you're not missing anything?
I haven't missed a thing.
How do you watch the war unfold live?
I don't watch it.
You can't watch CNN.
I just watch TikToks and see all these
Honestly,
other.
TikTok and X, like the flight trackers and everything on TikTok, like live video,
good.
like it is everything. It's instant, like
I don't need
used to be.
Yeah, I don't need commentary on the war. You just show me what's going on. I'll make my own decision.
Well, you want your own commentary with your own algorithm. That's how the world also works now. You just like what you like, and you'll never be served anything else, which is
that's what happens. But I think that's why overall these TV deals are getting bigger, and I do think more and more private equity. People are making billions of dollars. I'm sure Saudi groups are going to come in and scoop up a team here and there, but it's getting big. It's crazy.
I'm afraid the money's also coming from increasing ticket pricing and increasing concession pricing, and that is not okay because as we talk about, the wages of sports fans are not going up like the price of sports teams are going up. A lot of people talk about it, but I'll be banging the drum forever, Mike, making it more affordable. Did you watch any Game 7 last night?
I watched a little bit of it. By the way, no TV. I had it over the air on ABC, which is very convenient.
I'm telling you, the best video, the best blog you'll ever do is explaining step by step how to get free ABC, NBC, CBS, like that. You'll monetize that post for sure.
Yeah. So I watched it for free, watched it, turned it off after Halliburton tore his ACL, which is also a crazy thing.
Brutal.
Achilles, not ACL. Yeah. Weird that everybody's pulling him. Aaron Rodgers makes sense. He's old. He's in his 40s, pulling an Achilles.
Yeah.
I don't know why young guys are doing it. Is it like something in the water? What's happening?
Mike, a guy I work with, he's younger than me. He's 33. He pulled his Achilles playing basketball. And he
pulled or tore?
Tore. He tore his Achilles. 2 kids at home. He couldn't pick up his kids for 6 months. Don't let this happen to you. I'm serious. Don't let.
Well, how do I prevent it? We got to get a doctor on during these summer
Maybe
shows.
Just wear the brace all the time. I don't know. Just keep it stabilized. Be careful.
I did watch a little bit of it, but I bet on Indiana and they lost. But can we talk about the celebration?
First of all, Mike sends a screenshot that Indiana's going to win the 2025 championship. And I swear, like, I wasn't even thinking about the Pacers. I was like, college basketball, Indiana? Why are you betting on March Madness? Like, that's how far away from this NBA Finals I was. Like, so checked out of it. I did turn on a little bit. The injury was terrible, as you mentioned. The first part that you said there, why does this keep happening? I think the seasons are too long. It doesn't explain the Aaron Rodgers, like you said, he's old. But Jason Tatum and these other guys who are happening all the time mid-season, and you're seeing it, like, actually snap on video all the time. Like,
it's bad, too.
Night. Like they play too much and they play on these sore calves. And I know if it was regular season, he would have been sitting out. I think he did risk it, but he made like 3 of his first 4 shots. And like if he didn't tear his Achilles, they might be finals and champions right now. Yeah. Maybe that would have been worth it to tear your Achilles. So like I get him trying to play through it, but it was terrible. And it kind of ruined the game because the Thunder went on a run after that.
Yeah. And they won. They celebrated. Yeah. And all the memes out there and posts are just like, this is the most tame celebration ever. It looks like they won their like 1,000th celebration of like they weren't even cheering on the court. It was the weirdest vibe ever. And then you cut to the NHL, the Panthers winning back to back. Looks like they've never won a game in their life, and they're celebrating on the ice and so happy. And you see them partying in Miami Beach and just having a great time. That's what hockey players do. It's a great time. And live playoff hockey
players party too.
I know, but you're just they seem so boring and like I don't get what it is. Did everybody take like LeBron's stature and say this is how we have to be and just like not have fun and like pretend to smile and be this like robot? Like have fun, guys. Like you might never ever be back there again.
I think the Panthers are that type of person, how they have perspective. They've been through a lot in their careers. Some of them are veterans. Some of them are stars. The Thunder have 1 star, SGA, and a bunch of guys who I can't name. You can't name many players on the Thunder.
I agree.
But they're all really good, but they're all really young. Is this Gen Z coming into the league and saying, we don't drink alcohol, we don't party anymore, we just like to have accomplishments and go home? Because that is boring, where the Panthers are like 10 years older. They're all like mid to early 30s, and they're the ones partying on South Beach till the sun comes up in the morning.
I heard some journalists break it down and say there's 2 different types of Gen Z or something. There's like 2 generations of Gen Z. It's the Gen Z that graduated high school and went into college, and then the college kids that graduated at the beginning of COVID as well. And they're like 2 generations of different COVID people.
So where COVID hits, either right before high school or right after.
Yeah. And it said it was 2 different types of people. One side, it was like, it basically broke it down into politics. Like the people that went into college blame the Democrats, and the people afterwards blame the Republicans. So it's just like this back and forth, which is very weird. 4 years apart, COVID, you're locked down, you're not doing anything other than playing Fortnite and Call of Duty. But I thought it was an interesting take on like Gen Z got messed up because of COVID. But we've also, by the way, millennials, we've lived through almost the craziest shit in the world in the last 30 years. So
yeah, and boomers are just chilling on their money, and at some point boomers need to step aside here, out of politics, out of power, out of banking systems, and let the millennials cook, because we're here to really be the generation that saves everything. Boomers are hanging on too long. Gen
Are we going to
Z
save everything?
I mean, if we don't, no one is, because Gen Z is
Gen
not
Z's
equipped.
Definitely not.
They're definitely not equipped for it.
They're
their social skills, their communication skills are shot. They don't date, they don't drink, they don't have fun. What's wrong with them? The boomers, they do all that stuff too much, and so they're the ones spending their money, not giving it down to their kids and their inheritance. So it's millennials. Once the boomers kind of fade out of here, we're the ones who are going to save the world, Mike. It's going to be okay. One more thought on NBA is Stephen A. Smith last night on the pregame and the halftime. I thought he was terrible, as he normally is. He was basically doing first take during a Game 7 halftime show. The Pacers were right in it at halftime, yet he didn't even talk about the Pacers and like how improbable that is. Like I wasn't excited about the Pacers run, but anyone who's an NBA fan should understand how crazy their run was. Even losing Halliburton and being close at the half with a chance to win a championship, yet Stephen A. is riding the Thunder in the halftime show. And this is their last one. Next year it's Ernie and Shaq and Barkley and Kenny Smith on ESPN and ABC during the big moments. So
have you seen clips of Stephen A.'s daughter?
Yeah, she was funny.
How good is she?
She's really clever.
She's
she
really
slid
good.
I saw her slide into a pregame spot, and she was really funny.
She's just like Stephen A. Like,
but she embarrassed him, right?
Yeah. But she was really good. I don't even know how old she is, like 15 maybe or something
I think she's under 18. I don't know if she can have a podcast yet, but she's got to have a podcast soon. And
she's great.
In the Stephen A. empire, he's all over with radio and YouTube and TV. She'll be all over the place.
Growing up with Stephen A. as your dad and then just like being able to gurgitate all that crap out of you at 15 is like pretty good. She's
Mike,
good.
like, how about trying to come up with a place for lunch with Stephen A. and it's like debating him? Like, she had to learn at a young age like how to square off with him better than anyone.
I got some NFL comments from the Hangover Hotline as well. If you want to go through some,
yeah, it's NFL season's coming. It's almost summer, training camp. Be careful in the heat out there, guys.
So we talked about Tomlin. I don't know exactly what we were doing. We were talking about Rodgers and Tomlin being overrated.
Well, we had a Hangover Hotline last week. Did you know 2 weeks in a row we've been saying the Hangover Hotline, and that Steelers fan said he's done with Tomlin and done with Rodgers. I think that's what this is referring to.
There you go. See, there. So Hangover Hotline. Call in, text. You can text too. You don't have to call. You can just leave us a text message. 7758 Sports. How great is that?
That's so cool. It looks so good.
So we got a lot of stuff. I'm going to say there might be some racist people in the comments coming after him. This guy says, Green Eye Rogue, this is on YouTube, I think. He said, Tomlin's a decent coach who lucked into the Hall of Fame QB. This is where it gets a little dicey here. He said, if he was white, he would have been fired 5 years ago. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but like, what a weird take. I feel like these are actually Steelers fans commenting too.
Some Steelers fans can have those thoughts. I don't think that's a fair criticism of Tom. I don't understand. He's had like a winning season every year.
Yeah, I think he's been solid.
I don't think he needs to be fired. It's just that Steeler fans are kind of sick of being mediocre. But again, Dolphins fans would love to be mediocre. So it's all about perspective.
This guy says, great coach, but he hasn't been able to develop a QB after Ben. They've been average, which isn't the Steelers' standards.
I agree, but wait, is it the head coach's job to develop a QB, or is it the staff's job?
Well, I mean, you hear all these things about like, oh, he's a QB whisperer. He's going to get in there and really develop him and do all this stuff. You know, like who's the coach right now for the offensive coordinator in Washington? Who's that guy? Wasn't he like QB whisperer?
Cliff Kingsbury? Was he?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Is he kind of like that, or like?
Well, he kind of ruined Kyler Murray, so I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like all these QB whispers don't actually work. It's just like you whisper.
They work when the quarterback is good, and when the quarterback's not good, it doesn't work. Imagine that. Like Mike McDaniel was a QB whisperer when Tua was setting records, and now there's no more records.
Now they need to fire him. This is from Kevin 3000. I've been a Steelers fan for 50 years. A lot of old Steelers fans chiming in here. And Mike Tomlin is the most overrated coach in the history of football. Had the Steelers hired anyone else, there would have been at least 3 Super Bowls since he's been here.
The first sentence is fair. Like, the idea that he is overrated. He hasn't won shit in 15 years. Like, maybe he is overrated, but he did win shit 15 years ago. And there's a lot of coaches that come through the league who never touch a Super Bowl. So to say that he's that bad isn't true.
Steelers fans they're over for this.
They're angry.
This guy's name is Steeler JRH. Ben's last game was in 2022. Was it in 2022?
No way.
No, it wasn't. What's this guy talking about?
What?
What is this guy doing? Why are so many Steelers fans like giving him a chance to be different after losing a Hall of Fame QB? Very few teams would have even been contenders after that change. I guess it's kind of true. I mean, listen, your franchise has never been to the Super Bowl. Or won a Super Bowl.
We did go. We lost.
You did go.
Dan Marino went one time his rookie year. He never went back. And that's the situation that the Steelers could have been in. They could have had Dan Marino retire 20 years ago and never gotten better. The Steelers haven't had a good quarterback recently. I don't know how much blame I put on that on Tomlin. Maybe it's his staff who he hires, I guess. There's a lot of anger toward Tomlin in Pittsburgh. Yeah. You don't have any comments or people saying supporting Rodgers, supporting Tomlin.
Well, yeah, it's like, some guys are like, he's not speaking for me. Sorry, he's not speaking for all near Steelers Nation, stuff like that. Those are the comments that are just like.
And this is all directed at our big time listener in Pittsburgh who's retired. And I know he's listening to these comments, and it sounds like some people are challenging you a little bit too, listener.
Oh, Big Lou.
Big Lou. Yeah, the Steelworkers.
That's all the comments there. But yeah, I think overall that was a hot topic on our TikTok feed if you want to check it out there.
I do, yeah.
But yeah, a lot of hot takes. I mean, it's summertime. People are just itching for something to happen.
Something happened to Aaron Rodgers that he said happened, but there's no proof of it. And this is a little bit of a conspiracy, but he's been wearing a wedding ring in his interviews since he joined the Steelers. However, he has yet to be spotted with a woman or a man on the beach. He walks solo every time, even though he wears a wedding ring. And I can tell you, Mike, as someone who spends a lot of time walking solo, if I was married, I wouldn't be walking solo all the time. I'd probably take my spouse. So I'm here to report that Aaron Rodgers is likely doing some funny business with the wedding ring because it doesn't make sense so far.
So my question is it a Manti Te'o type of situation where he got caught in a lie? Maybe he accidentally put a ring on the finger and he's like, let's go with it. Let's see what happens. What's the story all about? It seems crazy to lie about this, right? Like to hide, like A wife you've never seen. I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers being hidden in plain sight. A wife that we've never seen, that he got married to a couple months ago, and reports are saying his family does not believe that he's been married. But by the way, he has no contact with his family at all. His family hates him. His ex-wives and girlfriends hate him. Danica Patrick came out and said it was the worst time of my life.
I didn't know she said that. Yeah. Olivia Munn, has she sounded off?
I don't think she sounded off yet, but it doesn't seem like he has a good track record. He seems a little cuckoo, but.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, could you believe that he would do this? Yes, he said a lot of weird things over time. I think on McAfee and other places, he seems to like the attention, which I always felt like he didn't want the attention. He was just doing his own thing. But the way he keeps bringing weird things up, he clearly likes the attention in some way, I would say. And I think he just wanted people to be talking about this, and maybe he thinks he's getting one over on the whole world, and maybe it's like a little joke. It's like, I'm going to come back, but to keep it interesting, I'm going to tell people I'm married, and I'm not really married, and we'll see how long they think I'm married. Like, I think he likes to play games, and he's played a lot of games over the years, and this might be another game. Or he's married, and his wife is embarrassed to say she's married Aaron Rodgers publicly. Maybe it's that.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. I mean, that would be weird if you marry somebody and you're embarrassed to be in public with them, but
could
who
it
knows?
be a famous person that we don't know and wants to stay out of the spotlight with them?
Could be, but we don't know. We'll find out. I mean, eventually we'll find out, right? If it's real.
We found out Manti Te'o was not real, and he's on NFL Network. Like, he researched, so like you can lie about this shit and come back now.
But how long did it take Manti Te'o to actually let us know that this was fake? Did the documentary have to come out before we knew this was real?
Didn't,
or like
Reddit find it, or someone found it first and outed him, and then it took a while. It was a long career arc.
He was in college when we found out, and then he got drafted, and that's why he dropped in the draft, right? Or
I think it was partially why he dropped. And he said his girlfriend was dying of cancer or something. It was actually bad. Like, you don't want to go that direction.
But people get catfished all the time. I don't know if MTV still reruns catfish or shows. I think it might still be on. Like, people get catfished all the time. And people believe it. It's like, no, Katy Perry is talking to me. I'm meeting her today. It's like,
we just had this discussion a few weeks ago. It's actually going viral on the pod about dating apps and the height filter and different filters. Yeah. It's like, it's tough out there to know what's really going on. You might be thinking you're chatting with someone and you go out to the bar and it looks a lot different than it was. It's like, was this you last week? Was this you 3 years ago?
Did you put your weight filter on yet?
Right. I'm not commenting on that in the pod. I've always had a weight filter. It's visual.
Visual, yes. All right, well, 4th of July is coming up. We got tons of swag on the sportshangover.com. Go there, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and subscribe to our Substack. Subscribe anywhere where you get video. We are there, and audio as well. We're all
and keep
over
commenting on our clips. It sounds like you're reading comments from TikTok, from Instagram. So pop up the hotline one more time. Let people know how they can sound off on any of the topics on today's show or anything coming up this fall, because we have a lot coming.
Easiest number to remember, 7758-SPORTS. Easy. Text, call, leave a message. It will go right to voicemail, so you don't have to worry of not picking up the phone.
Wait, you're not answering?
I'm not answering the call.
If Mike's available, he might answer.
I might pick up. I do see it come in. But yeah, just text, call. You can be anonymous. I will not know who you are. It'll just text in, and we'll just, if you want to stay anonymous, you can. You can also leave a name if you want to be shouted out on the pod. It's very easy. But yeah, text or call.
We need some summer topics, so please get involved with us.
All right. Good show, Jeremy. See everybody next week.